I'm Chantal Roberts, and I'm a nationally recognized insurance thought leader regarding claims handling practices and procedures. Today on The Art of Adjusting, we're discussing windstorm claims. Severe winds are generally defined as exceeding 50 to 60 miles per hour. But what is a windstorm? When most of us think about it, we think of straight line winds, hurricanes, and tornadoes. And those are the most general. So those are the ones that we're going to be focusing on. But you do have other ones such as a downdraft or the derecho that Iowa experienced in 2020. So what are some of the damages that you could have as a result of windstorm? Of course, you have interior and exterior damages to your building. Usually what an adjuster will see is that the shingles have been damaged, or the roof has been damaged as a result of the wind, and it may create an opening that rainwater could then get into and damage the interior of a house. Usually with a house, you do need an opening created by a covered peril for the interior water damage to be covered. So that is something that an adjuster and an appraiser will be looking for when they crawl through an insured's attic and on top of the roof. They're looking for an opening created by a covered peril. Of course, you can have power outages, which would result in spoliation claims, spoilage claims for food, especially in regards to grocery stores or convenience stores, which these things may not be covered. You would have to look at the policy. If the power loss occurs away from the premises, uh, which sometimes happens when a storm comes through like a tornado and it blows out a transformer. Of course, you could have a tree fall on some power lines right next to your house or your business. And because that's next to your house or business pulling out the wires there, your power outage may be covered at that particular time. It just depends on what the policy says. If you are a commercial structure and you do experience power outage or trees are down and people can't get to your building, for example, like if you're the grocery store, you could experience some business income loss. And in that particular instance, we are going to talk about that next week. There are a couple of things that you'll want to gather up and help your adjuster process your claim a lot more quickly. When you're adjusting claims, the adjuster will be looking at the policy, and there are a couple of different deductibles that have come up in recent years about windstorm claims. There is the named storm deductible, and there's a lot of misunderstandings in regards to the named storm deductible versus what we're going to talk about next is the hurricane deductible. The named storm deductible would be a very generalized deductible. This is when the National Weather Service says we have tropical storm Chantal coming through, or it's just a named storm Chantal. And that way, it's not necessarily a hurricane, but it also isn't a non-named storm, because as long as the storm is named by a governmental official recognizing it, then the deductible on the policy could change from the all perils deductible, which may be $1,000, to a much higher deductible for a named storm, such as $5,000 or $10,000 or 3%. A hurricane deductible is just that. That says that if there is a hurricane, and hurricanes have very specific definitions regarding wind speeds, there are specific thresholds for what constitutes a Category 1 hurricane, Category 2. So if you have these hurricanes that are named and you have a hurricane deductible, then the adjuster would apply the hurricane deductible. Policies also have a percentage type of a deductible, you'll see like a wind hail deductible of 3% TIV, and that means total insured value. So, for example, if you have a $100 policy limit and you've got a 3% wind hail deductible of TIV, then it would be 3% of $100, which, if my math is correct, that's $30 deductible. Of course, I don't math very well. That's why I'm an expert witness and a claims adjuster. So I usually get a calculator or a forensic accountant to help me do the business interruption claims and figure out deductibles and math and things of that nature. Of course, when we've got a windstorm claim, just like any other claim, which we've been discussing, an appraiser will come out and write an estimate for the damages. A contractor will begin repairs. Then there may be additional damages that are found, or because this may be a catastrophic situation, such as a hurricane, prices may go up and the contractor can't get the pricing for the wood or the framing or the bricks or the shingles or whatever, because the prices have gone up due to supply and demand. We've discussed this before, and the contractor should contact, or the insured should contact, the adjuster, have another appraiser go back out there, look at the damages, apply a new pricing sheet if there's been a new pricing sheet, as we've discussed in Marshall Swift and the 10th and 11th blog post. And then you would move on to hopefully having your claim resolved and the adjuster being able to close the file. So this week I've discussed windstorm claims and their deductibles along with their damages. Every claim is different and every insurer has different protocols for handling losses. However, this being in the litigated world that we're in, see below for some legalese. Few claims go to a jury trial, and picking the expert who has been deposed the most or who has gone to trial the most may not be the correct expert. Failing to have a second set of eyes on a claim in order to save some expenses isn't always the best way to resolve a loss. As an expert witness and a former claims adjuster, I'm sharing my experiences in the art of adjusting. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time.